Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I would like to show you this deck today. This deck is a championship level deck that's kind of similar to another deck that I built called Ultrazord. Ultrazord is kind of a Power Ranger kind of a title, and this deck was originally shown in a Planeswalker review for Dak Faden, and the deck that I've shown there is pretty similar, like I said, to this one here. This one I kind of beefed it up. I wanted to go with a little more offensive firepower. That particular deck that I shown did a lot of good damage using this combo here, Knowledge is Power and the Tarian Soul Cleaver. I'll go into that and how you can use it for this one, but this is just another way of playing that. This is a different variation of the Ultrazord deck that I shown in that one video. This one I like it. It's a little faster and it just does a ton of damage. It beefs up the damage. So anyway, let's get into this deck here. As I mentioned, it runs with this Knowledge is Power, right? It says when you draw a card during your turn, reinforce each creature you control until the end of turn, then gain 2 mana. So obviously we're going to try to draw as many times as we can in a single turn. And so what we want to do, obviously, with a deck that includes Knowledge is Power is make sure that we are able to draw a lot of cards. And one of the ways we're going to draw a lot of cards is using this one here, Lock and Load. Lock and Load is nice. You can discard your whole entire hand and then draw 4 cards, then the last 2 will gain full mana. That's really cool. This one here is another one that's going to discard cards and then draw 4, so that's going to help you to just reinforce. Here's another one, Jin Gitaxias, another one that helps you draw. At the beginning of your turn you'll draw 6, so that's going to be great. Now, the thing with Knowledge is Power is you can take a look and it says reinforce each creature you control to the end of your turn. Alright, so the end of your turn is nice, and that really kind of pairs well with this one here, the Tarian Soul Cleaver. Tarian Soul Cleaver, it says when a creature or artifact card you control is destroyed or loses a reinforcement, your first creature gets +5/+5. Now, we're going to try to use that as many times as possible, right? We're going to lose reinforcements because of this, and those reinforcements are going to turn into a nice 5/5 buff here. Okay, so very, very cool. With the other video that I've shown for the Planeswalker review that this deck was originally featured in, I went with Transplant Theorist. This is another good one. When a creature or an artifact card enters play under your control, you may discard the last card in your hand and then draw a card. That's going to help again with the Knowledge is Power. Okay, so let's take a look at how this deck works. It's going to be a little bit faster, a little bit stronger than the other one that I showed you for that Planeswalker review that I first featured this one in, that Dak review. Okay, again, we're using this one for Dak Faden. Ooh, Leyline of the Guild pack is there. Alright, so this is a good hand. Hopefully we're going to try to get these 2 out. That's going to pump up the mana that we have every single turn. And then get this one out. That's going to be able to most likely give us the creatures that we want. Give us the cards that we want. And just get us rolling nice and steady. Right, so those of us that have not seen my review for Dak, I'd suggest you go look at it. I cover all of these things, the strengths, the weaknesses, kind of what you're looking to do. But just really quickly, if you're playing Dak, you got to see over here, the black is nice, the blue and the red are even better. So I'd suggest using that. And also especially use this here. That's going to get you what you need really, really quick. And in fact, I'll do that now. It's gonna get rid of that last card in my hand. Since it doesn't have any mana, we're gonna throw 15 mana straight up with these guys right here. So really cool. Now at this point, I'm gonna see if we can get some good mana down. And if we're able to do that, that's gonna be great for us. Alright, go with this. That gives us Leyline of the Guild pack and Eroded Canyon. That's really nice. We're going to be able to get a big advantage here just because we're going to be able to convert a ton of stuff to our color. Okay, the opponent is playing some cards. That looks like it's going to be maybe a Spirit deck just based on these 2. We'll see what happens. I really like Jin Gitaxias here. You can read it, pause the video for yourself. I think this is a good one for defense, especially because you have this part here. Your opponent discards all the cards in their hand every single turn. That's going to be great. Alright, I tell you what, we'll hit this, get rid of that, and we'll see what other cards... Ooh, boy, that's not a really good draw. I was hoping for different cards and cards that are just gonna be able to get us going, kind of like Knowledge is Power. Maybe we will still get it. Okay, there's Jin again. There we go. Okay, we're holding out for Knowledge is Power, guys. We get that, and we get the Tarion Soul Cleaver, and you're gonna see how nasty this deck really gets. Okay, there's Rakdos, and there's the Tarion Soul Cleaver. You can see what's going on here, right? The Jin Gataxias card here is really, really awesome. It just helps us to get all of these cards into our hand, and really the whole point of all of that is just we want to be able to make sure we have the cards we need. And as I mentioned, a lot of those cards are kind of hard for us to get at this point, right? So we're looking at Knowledge is Power. We got our Tarion Soul Cleaver out, so that's great. Tell you what, we'll go like this. And gee, I was hoping for another Cascade. And either way, what we're really just trying to get is the Knowledge is Power, because at this point, if we go Knowledge is Power, then we're about to get into a place where we could finish this video. Okay, the opponent, there's my Knowledge is Power. Okay, great. See, and this is why we really like Jin Gataxias, right? He's just drawing all those cards for us so that we can get what we want. Excellent, excellent one there. I'll turn Ill-Timed Explosion off. That's one that's going to help us by drawing cards, but then, of course, you're going to have to discard a card from your hand. Well, actually, discard 3, so we don't want to do that at this point. There we go. Okay, so that's a good start. I'm going to make sure we see if we can get this done right. I'm gonna put Ill-Timed Explosion down. Okay, that looks good. What I'm hoping for now, I'll tell you what, we'll go with it, guys. We'll go with it. There we go. Knowledge is Power, Tarion Soul Cleaver, and you're gonna see the beginnings of the combo that I think is gonna help us to win this game. All right, so you'll see here. We discard the hand, then we draw. Every time we draw, we're putting more and more reinforcements on our creatures here, thanks to Knowledge is Power. Knowledge is Power, as we said, it's going to be a really good one that helps you every single time you draw a card. And you can see there why it does that. Now here's the part that I like. This is where the Tarion Soul Cleaver comes into play. As you see, these guys are losing reinforcements, right? He's at 5 now. It's down to 4. And every time he loses a reinforcement, your first creature gets +5/+5. And you can see what's happening, right? He's getting big and strong. And we're basically going to be able to win this game on the next turn. That's what I really like about that combo. The Knowledge is Power plus the Tarion Soul Cleaver. It just does a great job of loading up and destroying your opponent, basically by getting this really, really big buff. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'm gonna turn off all these cards here. Like and subscribe, share with all your friends, and that really helps the channel. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good gaming, guys.